Those of you out there, just stand by. We're doing some technical stuff in the back end. You can't see anything. It says stream starting soon, but we will be on shortly. So stick around. All right, here we go. We're going to go into the main page here. Oh, wait, that's the sound. Ah! Wait, you didn't hear that, did you?
I did hear it.
Okay, I didn't hear it. Damn it.
Oh.
Okay, that's in there. Yay. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our first live stream. We are here. So, rock and or roll. All right, let's see. You've got our show notes up, right? And I mean, this is gonna be quick. It's gonna be you and I talking about why we're doing this. I'm assuming. So
Yeah. It's not gonna be like it's
no.
if this was to get in over an hour, I would have been like, we talked way too much.
Well, I don't know. I'm my favorite topic, so that could very well happen. Let's make sure that doesn't get shown anywhere. But hey, everybody watching, we've got a couple people peeping us, so welcome aboard. Hope you guys dig it. I've thrown us out on many of Discord. You know what? You know what I'm going to hit? You know what I'm going to hit? Reddit. I'm in a Green Lantern Reddit, so screw off. So yeah.
I'm actually on a Green Lantern Facebook page.
There's that too. Like, why are we not doing this? Like, this is not how we build an audience, sir.
No, so I'm actually
I'm going to go to the Green Lantern Reddit. You hit the Facebook page.
Yeah.
The link's inside our Discord too, so... Yeah.
Okay.
And again, guys, this is not how we normally are going to do a live stream. We're usually pretty professional and stuff like that. But today, it's just about we're getting the kinks out. This is the, the kink show. Well, wait a second.
Well, wait.
But yeah, we're just getting we're going to iron out the various kinks. Not that we're kink shaming, but we're ironing out those kinks to make sure. So I don't know if there's a rule about self-promotion. I probably should check that because they may have like a community guide. Good. I like community guides.
Where is my CM Punk WWE ice cream bar?
Wow, that's just no piracy, image sourcing, no spoilers, stay on topic, no self-promotion. Should strive to be
groups.
active members of the sub. People who spam things like their YouTube channel but do not participate may be banned. Well, I participate all the time. Been identified as friends of the sub. You know what? I'm just gonna say, hey, delete me if you want, but I post enough in here.
Our first episode of Lanterns TV Talk. Feel free to stop on by. And link.
Yay.
Your post has been published. Yay.
Hey, you know what? If I get kicked out of the Lanterns Reddit, I'm going to be a little upset. But...
No, you froze on my side, but it's okay.
All right, I'll do it one more time. I'll stop my video.
And
then put it back. And then, I'm very bright now.
Oh, this is something. See? Technical difficulties got them anyway.
Yeah.
Technical
We're ironing out the kinks, but not king shaming. Yeah.
Wonder, you know what? I'm going to turn, hopefully you don't hear this as much. I'm going to turn up some fans on my
Okay, well, we'll see how
computer.
It goes. Go ahead, go to town.
And just cool down that GPU just a tiny bit. It's not like it's overly warm, but anything is possible when you're part of a team. Anything is awesome when you live in a dream. Oh, good. Temperatures are set to fall. Next Friday? I don't like that.
All right. We'll see what happens here. See if they call me names. All right, we're posted in the Reddit. We'll see what happens. All right, are we getting people? We've got still one person. And I think
it's me.
I think that might be me, yeah, or you. It's one of us. All right, we're good. We're good. This is good. All right.
Yep.
Okay, so we got the thing. So we're just kind of doing. We can kind of go through the segments we're going to do. Not that we're going to have bumps or anything. I think we'll use the bump for Warriors because it's really where we're sticking today, right? It's pretty much because we're talking about ourselves. And then when we're done with that, we could just be like, and then the way the show's going to go is blah, mission briefing, where we're going to talk the main topic next. And we should talk the next episode being that the first episode we're going to do. And we could say whatever you want. I get to be the second chair, so I get to be funny. We could make fun of the fact that we're just going to get the bad taste out of our mouth and hit 2008 Green Lantern. So, and, that's fine. And then, it'll be cool. Yeah, we don't have a schedule yet. We're going to be like every couple of weeks, right? We're going to, we may not always live stream episodes. We may record them. So again, we'll do this all live. So, all right, if you're ready, let me pull up my mix pad so that I can record myself. Oh, I got to start a new file. That's what I got to do. New project.
Actually, I should probably
turn on my microphone and arm it. Turn on my soundboard and arm it.
It'll just record automatically. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to. New.
And I mean, I'm going to record on this side as well, like the video file. So we'll have redundancy upon redundancy, but the way we used to do it is, you and I would send files up, and then whoever's editing edit it down. God. So
who did edit Legends?
I used to edit Legends. I used to edit and upload.
Shoot.
That's why I was like, dude, if you need me to do it, I'll do it. I got all the tools here. So, and I've got 2 of the 3 channels we're using. So that's why I was like, I don't mind because I've got my mic and the soundboard. I'm using Mixpad so that it can do both at the same time. So, but I'm okay with, if you want to edit, hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
And then I'll show you how to upload it into Spotify and stuff. So, so I'm not sure how you will see chat if you're not watching and you're going to be behind. We gotta figure out.
Yeah, I'm behind too, yeah.
Yeah, we got to figure out a way to get you in. I think I got to get it in the Discord. Like I think that's what we used to do with Legends, or we used to have it somewhere. It came up somehow, and I don't remember exactly how we did it. But it would be nice if chats came up live for you. So,
how did we do that?
because we used to stream the live, like the shows were live. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
right,
I think we somehow posted it to
and,
Facebook.
yeah, we'll figure it out. And believe it or not, we're in my Facebook. Hey, there are 2 people. We now have another viewer. There's another viewer, man. We're 100%
Yay.
more popular. Yes.
Yay. That's how it goes. Yeah.
WB, please don't sue. Okay, moving on.
Please don't sue at all. Please,
Yeah,
please, please.
and don't strike us for that. That was 5 seconds. Give us 5 seconds. Return to the back, and we'll do it again though. We're gonna reserve that. All right. I think we're ready, man. Here's the thing. I am not exactly sure how. Let me see if I hit record here. Okay, so I have to hit record on my side. Mixpad kind of changed things up. And then I'll have to say record on these tracks, and then we'll have a countdown. So, if you're ready, you got your thing over the countdown. Now you're in the first chair, so you've got the welcome. So,
all right. Yep. Oh, hold on. Let me go back to the screen.
Like you need to. Well, we have the music. We're going to start with the music first, right?
Yeah.
Or do we?
Music
I never
first.
asked that. Do we want to do a? I used to do a pre-roll.
Or do we want to do?
Because you can do a pre-roll. Like I used to. I did a show once where I would roll in and be like, hey, welcome to episode blah of blah. This week we're talking about ourselves. Stick around, we'll be right back, and then I would play the intro. We could do a pre-roll like that, or just start with the intro. It's your call.
Oh.
Since you don't have one ready, I feel like we should start with the intro.
That's perfectly fine. Also, I have minimized you very small.
Is it working better?
And it's working.
I have a smaller head now. This is good. You know what? My wife said it's been small for some time. But moving on.
That's so weird that this is so. Yeah. Okay.
Your computer's fucked up, Kyle. That's really what's happening here.
It is impossible. This thing is 2 years old.
Yeah. It's not impossible because it's not happening on my end. I'm streaming from my side. They see you move. They see me move.
I know.
Granted, I gotta work. I gotta get my green screen up because I move too much and computer goes, you suck. It's actually I got to get better lighting. I actually I'll just get my lights out. But again, this is the intro show, so we're allowed to be a little fucky. All right, I think we're ready then. So
fingers over record.
Finger on record. You're in the first seat. You count us down.
Yep. All right, 3, 2, 1, record.
Click.
Oh yeah, click.
4, 3, 2, 1. All right, we're going. We'll figure it out.
Okay. Yeah.
We talked before this. You're going to edit this later.
Yeah. Good thing we have redundancies. Because it doesn't look.
Well,
like
shit! Now I started the thing. Are you not recording? Sorry.
I am recording. Sorry. Hold on.
I've got to stop. Let's stop. Let's take this back.
Sorry. It's Audacity. It's Audacity. Hold on. Let me just see.
God damn it!
Oh, Audacity didn't even pick anything up.
Did you set it? Did you set Audacity? If you haven't set Audacity right, I'll record on this and we'll figure it out next time.
Yeah, just please do that.
Okay. All right. So
that way, I don't want to save.
We need to. That's your side. Live. You're gonna have to do. Yeah, we're gonna do it live. All right. So I guess we don't have to do 3, 2, 1. It's gonna be me. So all right.
Yeah. So am I doing intro with voiceover or
no? We didn't have one written. I thought we said this week we'll just do the intro, but
okay. If
we want to do a pre-roll intro, I think that would be cool. If you want to write that every week and. Again, it could be the same thing. I what did I do? I think it was This Week in Geek with Will and Tim. I would be like, this week on the Week in Geek with Will and Tim, we're going to be going over blah, 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 da, only here at the Week in Geek. And then I would start it. It kind of gave an intro. You could do that. You could do it now if you want to do just a welcome but let's not. We'll just do the intro. All right. Yeah. So, all right, I'm going to start recording now.
So music, after music ends, we then go into the intro.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
All right, are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to turn off my audio recording software because I don't need to. I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to do it through OBS. So, yeah. Okay. Are we ready then?
Yes.
All right. Here we go. So 3, 2.
Welcome to Lanterns TV Talk.
Hello, and welcome to Lanterns TV Talk. I'm Kyle.
And I'm Will. It's good to be back.
This is a regular podcast showcasing and analyzing the upcoming Lanterns TV show from Max, as well as taking a look at the mythos and stories surrounding DC Comics Green Lantern. I still can't read. So without further ado, let's head on over to Guy's Bar.
3 guesses on who wrote the intro. Feel free to rewrite since you have to read it.
Yeah.
And now we go to Guy Gardner's Bar Warriors. Have a drink and pull up a chair.
All right, and welcome to Guy Gardner's Bar the Warriors. Will, how are you doing today?
Well, we're back on the air.
Yep.
It's going just like we never stopped.
Exactly. You know how it took so much for me not to say Legends TV.
Yeah. I'm not going to lie to you. There is a version, if you go back to the intros I sent you, there is a version of the intro that said Legends TV Talk. I was like,
one of these days it's just gonna pop on over.
Yeah. For those of you that don't know, okay, for those of you that aren't aware, Kyle and I used to do a show. He sat second seat, I sat third, with our buddy Bell, who is gone the way of the ether. He went and got married and became all respectable. But and we miss you, Bell. We do. But we did a show with him called Legends TV Talk, which dealt with Legends Tomorrow, mostly because we were fans of Flash TV Talk and Arrow TV Talk. So, if you become fans of ours, never know, you could do a TV talk of your own one day. So, that's
exactly.
But it's been a hot minute, and I mean, we've both done other things, but I mean, I'm doing all right, man. I mean, I've been traveling. Like, that's the thing. This is going to be interesting, especially during, we'll go into this in a bit, but in the beginning of here, we're just going to be doing kind of onesie twosie episodes to kind of spin up Lanterns, Green Lantern, talk Green Lantern until the show. So we'll kind of be able to pick and choose, but yeah, I got to start working on the road gear, because I can't bring this when I fly, obviously. So it's going to be interesting because my company has been traveling me everywhere. I've gone, in the last year, I've been to Arizona, Massachusetts, Connecticut, New Jersey, Long Island, and as far south as Knoxville and Kentucky, and I just got back from Missouri and Kansas. So, yeah, I'm on tour, man. It's kind of fun. I might be coming to your town, and if you're a fan of this show,
you honestly
let me know.
might be coming over into the Midwest. I mean, you kind of were in the Midwest, but you weren't where I am.
If we get a place like that, man, believe me, if I'm up near you, that's going to be epic. We will do a live show. But
hell yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
I guess we could swear on this now.
We can. Yeah, we never discussed that, swearing and all that. I'm not a swearer, or I'm trying not to be, so I might try to. It's something we could talk about offline. It's like, do people want to listen to this with their kids? I don't know.
If it comes through,
it may come through. We're not going to go look for it. How about that?
Yeah.
This isn't Howard Stern. We're not going to, try to put it in every other word. But there, especially when we do our next episode, I'm pretty sure there'll be some colorful metaphors that may sneak out of our mouths when we talk about that. Yeah. So, but Kyle, how the hell are you, man? What's been new? What's shaking?
Doing good. Probably the biggest nerd thing that has happened to me recently was I actually got to go for the first time to San Diego Comic-Con. And I loved every minute of it.
Is this something you're going to do every year now? Can you afford it?
No. It is. It was something that was like, okay, I have the opportunity to go this year, last year, and it was a bucket list item that I'm like, okay, this has to be done. Well, that and going to the ocean, which I did finally that on the trip.
There was one out there, so that was good. You made a good choice.
So I went out there, roomed with a bunch of cool people. One I met, one is doing another podcast with on Atomic Geekdom.
Right. Are you still part of that? Because you weren't on the page. I was so I wasn't sure.
I'm a part of it. It's on hiatus.
Okay. Well, we've all been there.
The podcast is on hiatus. The everything else is still going with it.
Okay.
But yeah, I met one of them for the first time in person, and then met some other cool people out there. But yeah, no, I'm actually planning on going back out to California this year for LA Comic Con.
Okay. All right. All right. You got to answer me this question. LA Comic Con. It sounds like it would be like, there's New York Comic Con and then there's Poughkeepsie Comic Con. It sounds like it's that level of difference.
It's I would say it's on the level of like Motor City Comic Con or
Okay.
something of like the quote unquote smaller cities.
Sure.
But it's I have now been to San Diego Comic Con. I've been to C2E2. I just have to go to New York Comic Con, and I've gone all three of those.
See now, New York for me is a 3-hour train ride. There is
you could do
no reason. All right, here's the deal. Here's what we'll do. We're not doing a Patreon yet. Obviously, we're not going to do episode 0. But I think we should say this to our fans. When we get to the point where we might do that, that could be something. If you wanted us to go to San Diego Comic Con, dear God, please, or New York, But yeah, we could totally if we could, we do a remote New York Comic Con. Like, just make sure we're in the same hotel. I got billions of points from staying. Here's the thing. Travel tip. Stay in the same hotel. Not the exact same hotel because that's a long drive, but the same, I'm pretty much staying brand. I stay brand specific. I'm not going to go to which one, but I do that because holy cats, like, because I've been traveling so much, I stay in the same style hotel. I got monster points. So like last year, my dad's sister got sick. Well, not even last year, a couple months ago. And the old man lives in Arizona still. I think I talked about him on Legends. I talked about him on all my shows. My father's my hero. The old man had to come back to New York, and he's like, listen, I was supposed to come back in June, but I got to come back now. My sister's not doing well. It's like, but I still really want to come back in June. I don't know how I'm going to afford this. And I was able to be like, well, wait a second. And I went on the website again, we'd be glad to tell you what brand if they want to pay us. So I go on the site, and I did. I totally I was like, Dad, Pop, I got like 60,000 points. I'm like, that's 3 nights. He's like, so I was able to set my old man up. So again, if you travel, become brand specific, man. This isn't an up in the air type of thing, but it kind of is. Loyalty pays, man. Pick a lane and go with it. Highly recommended. So again, what I'm saying is, I might be able to get us a room at one of those hotels, relatively close to Times Square. I also have I have a friend who told me last time. She's like, listen, next time you come down, I run my old apartment as an Airbnb. She's like, I tend to charge like X amount of dollars a night for you. And she cut it in half. And when I say half, I mean it is a sweet deal. And she's like, I'm in right downtown Manhattan. I'm like, we'll talk. We're going to talk about that. We might be at New York Comic Con this year.
Well, I mean, and also the thing about LA Comic Con, it will be after Superman has premiered, and I believe after Lanterns has premiered.
Do we have a date on Lanterns yet? That's an interesting question.
That is something that we should look up. All I know is that Peacemaker comes out in
I don't know. We're
August.
doing a Lanterns podcast, and here we are going, gee, do we even know? Okay, everything's saying early 26. So probably not. Lanterns will probably be out. I got to imagine there's a lot of they're almost done. I think they're halfway through filming.
Yeah, because
I read something on that.
Because all we have is just that one picture of Kyle and Aaron.
Right.
And Kyle's got the ring.
Right.
But John doesn't. So
well, I think we're going to find out. Yeah, we're going to find out that, and I got thoughts on that. I'm not filled with warm fuzzies on this because I keep seeing words like training day, and I can't help thinking, I'm done with Parallax. I want Hal. Listen, I'm old school. Like I don't know where you sit. This is something we could talk about because this is kind of what the episode is anyway of like our Green Lantern stuff. I'm old school. All right. Hal Jordan's my Green Lantern. Like I like Kyle. I like John. I love John. Like I like him, but Hal and I was a part at the time. This might hurt. It might hurt us. I was a part of Heat. at the time. I not the Emerald attack team. I was part of Hal's Emerald advancement team that came out after. They were a fan group that started, and we'll go into this. Maybe I'll just pivot into it now. Why we're doing the show. I've been a Green Lantern fan since I was a kid, and like Super Friends, I was immediately like, oh wow, he makes stuff with his ring, and I used to cut. I would, because on the Super Friends show, Hal's ring was white with the Green Lantern logo like on it, and it was a white wing. Take a look. A white wing, a white wing, a white ring. Not a right wing, a white ring. Right.
A white ring.
Yes, not a right wing. Let's not do that. But so I used to cut up like styrofoam cups, and I would make a Green Lantern ring with it. So, I mean, this is how far back I go. One of my first comics was, well, it was G.I. Joe was my first comic, but like my second and third comic was like Green Lantern. I think it was 181 or 182. It was John just became GL and took his mask off. It was right before Crisis of '84. So I mean, this is going back, and I've been a fan of his ever since. And it was always on my pull bag. Green Lantern's been my thing. When they did what they did to Hal in '94, I was pissed. I was pretty upset. I was like, this is not, I get why they're doing it. You could see it at the time. The 90s were an interesting time. They were trying to compete with Image. But yeah, the whole making Hal go bad didn't sit well with me. Still doesn't. And so when they brought Kyle out, I was pretty against Kyle in the beginning. I kept reading because I was like, well, I'm loyal. And I grew to like Kyle. But yeah, I was part of like that Hal's Emerald advancement team, believe it or not, at one time. And I hope I don't get in trouble for this. Jeff Johns was a member. We had his email. Like he would like email, because we had like this whole Yahoo groups thing. He was a member. He could email the group. He told us, like, he didn't ever reveal anything. He's like, make sure you read Day of Judgment. You're going to like it. And that's all he said about it. And that's the one where Hal became Spectre. So it's been like that for me. So I guess what I'm saying is part of what I had about the latest Green Lantern animated movie, what was it, In Blackest Night?
Beware My Power.
Oh, yeah, Beware My Power. Like, the thing I hated about it was I'm so done with Hal going parallax. And I'm really worried Lanterns is going to make Hal go parallax. And it's like, I'll watch it, and we're doing this show. But that's the only thing that scares me. What about you, man? Tell me, why are you doing this show?
Green Lantern is one of my favorite superheroes. I love that because there's so many of them.
Yes.
Earth and, just alien and everything, that they can, as we all know, create stuff out of will. But John Stewart, because John Stewart was the first Green Lantern that I was introduced to because of Justice League.
Yep.
Justice League. And then, going back, the very first Green Lantern comic that I read was Green Lantern Rebirth.
Oh, good one to come in on. Good one to come in on.
So that whole story, plus Kyle being in Superman the Animated Series.
Yep.
Even though they took,
it was Hal. He was Hal.
It was Hal, but because Kyle was also the Green Lantern at the time,
DC was trying to synergize a bit, but it was really it was Hal. He was supposed to be.
They took Kyle's artistic abilities, made it with Hal's origin, with Sinestro, and everything. But
it was a weird time. It really was. We can talk about that, but it's
going from like Green Lantern Rebirth, Kyle. Hey, Kyle is going to be my favorite because of my name. Basically, how it was. So then going on to reading, I stopped reading comics for a little bit.
Oh, I feel that.
And then it was Infinite Crisis was out during that same time. So I'm like, oh, okay. But then Blackest Night got me fully back in. So I'm like, oh, what is this? Then I go completely back to Jeff Johns' run of the start of Green Lantern. Go collect everything through Blackest Night, through Brightest Day, through New 52 where Jeff Johns stops at issue 20, I think it was
yeah,
for
yeah.
him.
He passed out at like 25, 40, something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
So
And then
I still got
Wilkinson
all
took over,
those.
yeah. So
But
have you ever
then
gone back?
So I have in trade paperback form Emerald, Twilight, and New Beginning. So where
So you got Kyle, the start of Kyle.
I got the start of
the
Kyle,
Mars
I got
years.
yes, I got I basically have the 90s run of everything bad that happened to the DC characters. Bruce breaking
Getting his
back,
backbone,
Superman
yep.
dying, Coast City being destroyed. Up to that point, I got Final Night, I've got Zero Crisis.
Yeah.
I went back and I read those. I have those because those are, I think, main story points that need to be. Comics or Cosmic Odyssey, where John has to
Yes.
destroy a planet. I read it. I didn't like the characterization of Martian Manhunter
They
or
didn't-
John in
no.
that story. And
No,
I'm
it-
like, but it
Well,
but
that was what, 89?
I could grab it or
No,
I look it
I'll
up,
look it up.
but-
I think it was 89. Here's the thing, because I read it. It was 88. Okay.
88,
Understand
okay.
this. That time, this is why you and I are going to work, because I'm OG. Like, I could, Silver Age to Bronze,
Mm-hmm.
I'm in. That was a weird time. They had canceled Green Lantern. The Green Lantern Corps they did Green Lantern up to 200 with Hal, and then John took over for the last part. Then they had Crisis. They canceled the Green Lantern comic and changed it into Green Lantern Corps, which was about 25 issues taking place almost entirely on Earth. They had 7 lanterns on Earth, which is where we get introduced primarily. That's first appearance was Kilowog, was 201. Chip was a member, Silak, Aricia. We could talk about that sometime. That's some interesting stuff. Kat Matui, John, and Hal. One of my favorite runs because, again, it was very Silver Agey. But then they end it with issue 224, 2 years. Basically, the book wasn't selling, and they wanted to put it in Action Comics Weekly. So, because Superman hit 600, so they moved Hal over there, did some horrible stuff. If you've never read that, that's where Kat Matui gets killed. That's where and that sends John he goes way off the deep end. So then they bring in Cosmic Odyssey, and everybody reads wrong. They all do. They were trying to do something with John Jones where they were trying to get him out of the JLI, I think, JLI, because he kind of became a goofy character in those books. By the way, if you've never read JLI, great for Guy Gardner. But
that's a story that's a story series that I want to read, basically because also Booster Gold is in there. And
Oh,
Booster
yeah,
Gold's
he's
like
all
one
over
of my
it.
one of my favorite, like I'd say B
it's
characters.
where Blue and Gold came from, and they're solid.
That too. Yep.
And trust me, here's the thing. I mean, not that I want to shill for DC, but this way they don't kill us. DC Infinite, if you can afford it, not a bad thing to have. You can go back and read all the old comics without taking up, too much shelf space or anything like that. I use it to kind of go back, and I've been rereading a lot of old stuff because I'm not a big fan of what DC is doing these days. It's kind of getting a little too.
I haven't read any of the new. I have the first issue of both Green Lantern Corps because
Oh yeah, Green Lantern Corps is great. Green Lantern's good now.
Because they have every lantern except for Hal
Yeah.
in there. They brought back Simon Baz, which I'm like, thank
Yes,
God.
and I think he got a raw deal. He did.
He got a raw deal. He like disappeared after Green Lantern's rebirth.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, where is this character? They made Jessica Cruz like the person in charge. I'm all for having a woman in charge.
Yeah, me too. I like
especially
Joe
with-
better though.
with-
I got to admit.
you liked who?
Joe. They put out a new character. I forget what her last name is. Joe. She was from
Oh,
Far Sector.
I
She's
just
a
read
good
Far
new.
Sector.
She's a good new character that they've built. And again, we're gonna have a week where we're talking comics, guys. But
and I read issue 1 of Absolute Green Lantern.
yeah,
And I like the direction that they're going in with it.
I'm just. Here's the thing I struggle with, and we'll go into this in comics. You'll hear me say this a lot. like the X-Men, I feel Green Lantern is one of those properties that everybody thinks they can do better. And then fails to realize what makes it work. I feel Green Lantern works best when, and this is why, while I love the Ron Mars era with Kyle, the problems I had with it, they got rid of the Guardians, they got rid of the Corps, they got rid of Oa, they got rid of like the organization of the Green Lantern Corps. And I think part of what made Jeff Johns' run after Rebirth so good is that he brought all of that back, and there was a structure again to it. Emotional spectrum notwithstanding, there are people that like it, people that don't. I think it's okay, but I really feel that Green Lantern works best when the Guardians are there and they're not malevolent asshats. Okay, they made them malevolent asshats too many times. When the Guardians are there and they're just trying to do the right thing, and yeah, they're a little emotionless and you got to do something, I get it. Again, the Corps. When the Corps is involved, it gives you characters to bounce things off of where it doesn't sound like the 1970s, 80s Super Friends, where he's like, my power ring will create this thing, and, you know, and he has to like announce it before he does it. I really feel like DC needs to stop doing that. They keep trying to reinvent the wheel, and it's like, look, people don't need you to reinvent the wheel. Marvel's been doing Marvel for Marvel years. And yeah, they introduce new things, but it feels natural. When DC does it, it feels reactionary. So, I mean, that's just my thought. But continue, though. You read through. So, like, you're like a newer fan.
All that.
Yeah.
I'd say newer, but I'd say within the past 10, 15 years.
I know. I say newer because I'm 40 years in.
Yeah. I have the hard traveling heroes between GL and GA. I have Green Arrows,
Neil
one
Adams.
of my other. Neil Adams, Denny O'Neil. I have Neil Adams signing in the book. He signed the my partner is a junkie page, and he's like, this page, and I go, yes, because it's a famous cover.
It is a famous cover.
That's why I want you to do it.
Neil Adams.
So
is
I have
cool.
that.
I saw that I got a picture. I saw the picture of you with him. I'm like, oh, I would have loved to have met him.
Yeah, he was a nice guy. I will say that. I didn't get to meet Denny O'Neil. Trying to think of, I haven't met Jeff Johns or Jim Lee. So,
Jim Lee, I think Jim Lee doesn't. He's not. He likes Green Lantern. Here's the thing. I know Jeff Johns loves Green Lantern. I could sit there and he made mistakes.
Jim Lee. I mean, he drew for Justice League New 52 for a while.
Yeah.
If anything, I think he mostly drew for all of it. But
yeah, it's hard. It's hard for me to. I have interesting thoughts on Jim Lee because I was also a part of the Image Revolution in '91, so I was around for that. And Jim Lee leaving with, he left X-Men, he formed Image with these guys, and then almost at the first opportunity, I'm talking 4 years later, he hit eject, and he started working with Marvel again on Fantastic Four during Heroes Reborn, and then. Months later, boom, he sold his entire catalog to DC. And he became a DC content guy, but I'm just like, sometimes I just am like, I like him. I really do. I love his artwork. I think it's some of the most beautiful artwork, but I just sit there and go, are you a comic guy or are you a businessman? And it's okay to be a businessman.
Yeah.
But, like I look at Johns, and here's the thing. Johns swung for the fences. I will say, Johns went and he swung for the fences. He wanted to bring Hal back during Day of Judgment, and he settled on the Spectre with the promise from editorial that if things look good and things go well with that, then maybe we'll make some changes. And luckily, Green Lantern Kyle started kind of slipping a bit after Judd Winnick left, which is another great run you should read. Judd Winnick wrote a lot of Kyle from after Ron Mars was done. Introduced a lot of really great stuff in there. There's a character named Terry who, he got to talk about some, LGBTQ stories and things of that nature through that character. He ruined Jade. Don't get me wrong. I got issues there. But I highly recommend that if you haven't read it. But that started not selling, and that's how Jeff got Hal back. He wrote this really great... Well, what he did was, I think he did JSA first, and he brought Hawkman back in a way where we were all like, okay, this is doable. This is okay. And
yeah,
he
he
said,
did JSA, then he also did Teen Titans.
yeah. And he said,
Which-
I can bring Hal Jordan back in a way that doesn't undo, doesn't retcon totally what happened, and it worked. He did it fantastically, but I just like to see more from Jim Lee sometimes, I think. But, at the end of the day, yeah, he's a multimillionaire drawing pictures. I admire that. But, yeah, I mean, that's, for me, Green Lantern he's my number one hero. Like, I like Batman when he's written right. I like Superman when he's written right. GL, I'll read him all the time. I read, we'll talk about this during the comic weeks. He hasn't always been written right. There was a story in the 80s when Aricia aged herself where it got a little creepy. And that's what I mean. You should read through some of that old stuff. The GL core stuff is in DC Infinite. It gets a little weird. And so you read about Aricia when she came back. When Aricia started, she was a 13-year-old girl.
Ah.
Oh yeah. Like, and there's been some controversy in the comics too. The guy who brought Green Lantern back after the Action Comics Weekly stuff and kind of started bringing the core back the second time, Gerard Jones. Yeah, he's not good. He's a garbage guy, and you should look him up as well. Not a good writer. Oh, decent writer, not a good person. There's just a lot there. So for me, doing a Lanterns TV talk and Lantern show about Green Lantern all day long. So, and I'm excited. Like I said, he's my primary hero in DC as well as I wear a ring every day. Oh, Temple. Whoa, we got chat. Okay, hold on. Yo, wanted to share my thoughts on this show before it comes out. I'm hoping it's great and that GLIP finally gets a second life after Jeff Johns' era. Temple also says, but I'm very skeptical when it comes to Kyle Chandler's age because I'm worried Hal Jordan will get sidelined, get killed off, but the Sinestro and possibly Atrocitus casting gives me hope. And yeah, I'm glad Aricia stuff got retconned. I see, he's like me. I think Hal fans are sitting here going, he has white temples. Oh, shit. Not again.
Yeah.
Because again, that was my problem with Beware My Power. I was like, this is so stupid. Not only did you not tell a John Stewart story at all, you told a Kyle story and a Hal story and ruined them both.
they also kind of screwed. The Tomorrowverse has a lot of problems.
Oh boy,
in itself.
They retconned. They ejected out of that quick. They were like, okay,
they did.
Sorry,
because when you enter it, John gets to the Watchtower. And Green Arrow's like, well, where's Hal? We haven't met Hal in this universe yet. What the hell? Can we please have that introduction first?
And this,
okay,
we will have a Beware My Power episode,
or just have John be the first Green Lantern in this universe, but that Tomorrowverse really the only good two movies from there were The Long Halloween, and that's it. Everything else could have gone.
Temple again says, I think Temple and I are going to agree on a lot. I have no problem with white temples, which is good because, boy, am I white haired. As long as it doesn't lead to parallax. I hate how gray temples means people behind the adaptation want to do parallax. He ain't wrong.
So in Young Justice, I mean, they've gone through.
I love
the
Justice.
Cartoon. They went through different time periods.
Yeah.
At one point in the final season, they had Hal with the white temples, but nothing came of it.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, cool. They didn't do much with Guy Gardner. They didn't introduce Kyle. They didn't introduce Jessica or Simon, but that's okay because they were not the focal point of the show.
Well, because GL never had a sidekick until now. I forget what her name is. He does have one now. But here's the thing.
I would have loved to see Kyle in Young Justice.
Me too.
Because he would have fit in.
He would have. Here's the thing. Here's my hot take of the day. Hot take of the day. Whoa. I liked the look of Hal with the temples. I really did. When he came back, because he came back as part of that post Action Comics Weekly, Gerard Jones, Pat Broderick drew him. Like, he came back, and I could even see the cover. Like, he had the white temples, and I'm like, that's kind of cool. It's kind of showing that Hal's been the GL for a while. on its own, it was great. And then Johns used it as showing that fear. He was using it as part of his retcon, is what happened. He used it to be like, yeah, I was even going white because white is the color of fear. You know, your hair goes white. I'm like, well, really? Okay,
Yellow
I get
is
it.
fear
I get
for
it.
you, John.
Yeah, but it's so yeah. I don't want to see Chandler go Kyle, or go Parallax. But again, I'm not James Gunn. And here's the thing: I do trust James Gunn a little bit. He's earned it with me as far as the Guardians go. He took an IP that I never cared about and made it something really great and special and a part of MCU that I looked forward to. But I just hope that, and again, he's saying the same thing. I just hope every time they use it, it won't mean Parallax is all. Not all people with gray hair are evil. Come on now. I'd like to say I am pretty evil, but you know. And Kyle has red hair, so he's just a mutant. So
What's left of it?
yeah. But yeah,
I hope they don't do Parallax because let's give Hal more time on the screen than becoming evil, and then who knows what they're actually going to do with Sinestro, if they're just going to do flashbacks with Sinestro being like, okay, this was the Green Lantern that trained me and everything, so I'm just passing down those to John. But then what you said about Atrocitus being in here, that's the first I've heard.
Yeah, I didn't know they cast Atrocitus.
Someone I haven't heard of before. No, go away.
Oh, Ulrich Thompson is Sinestro. Okay, I can get behind that. Don't get me wrong. I kind of wanted Mark Strong back. I thought Mark Strong didn't get a chance to do it.
Mark Strong,
and we'll talk about this next episode.
Mark Strong, I thought, did a fantastic job as Sinestro.
He was fantastic.
But they did. I think it was very recently where they're like, yeah, Nathan Fillion's Guy Gardner is going to be in there too, and I'm like, well, that makes sense. Even if for like an episode or something, it makes sense that Guy Gardner's there. But yeah, everyone else, I mean,
I'm kind of okay with it. I like Guy. Paul Ben Victor. That's an interesting casting. Okay. I'm trying to think of what a movie you would have seen him in, because he's one of those. The guy that they're saying could be Atrocitus is one of those that guy actors. He was on The Wire. He's in a bunch of things. He always played like he always plays a mobster kind of guy. He always plays one of these dark kind of cats. Trying to think.
See, IMDb is saying that Nathan is going to be in 8 episodes, and I'm like, that's
Nathan
impossible.
Fillion?
Yeah.
It's possible.
But it's also IMDb, and
no,
I'm
okay with that. Here's the thing. I love Guy Gardner. When he's done right.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Fillion has to. Don't get me wrong. Fillion would have been dream casting for Hal for me. Always has been. But
I mean, he's voiced Hal in the animated stuff, so I'm fine with that. And I'll preface this right now. Ryan Reynolds makes a perfect Guy Gardner.
Oh yeah.
Back in the day, he would.
We'll talk about this next week.
Yeah.
We will talk about this next week. I've got thoughts on Reynolds. Yeah, this guy is that guy actor. He was in Daredevil. He played the Quesada character in Daredevil. He's very much a that guy actor. You can look him up on your site. I'm kind of okay with it because it's going to be CGI anyway. Yeah, the Variety is saying Guy is going to be in Lanterns a lot. It's not just IMDb. That's what Temple is saying, our new fan. You know what? I'm going to go right out here and say it. Temple, you are our first fan. Welcome aboard,
Variety
sir.
said Guy will be in Lanterns a lot. Okay.
Temple is our first fan. We are going to forever call him the first fan. All right. But I'm kind of okay with that. He's definitely a that guy actor. When you see him, you'll be like, oh, I've seen him in this. You just never know where you saw him. Mm-hmm. I'm kind of excited I'm excited for this show. I'm excited for this. I'm excited for the lead up. Since it's early 2026, we may go on like a 3-week rotation, I think, right? Like try to record
Yeah,
an
something like
episode
that.
every 3 weeks. Just to get things, and the closer we get, the more we'll record. I mean, I think we have it in our show notes, but I think the idea is obviously next we're going to start with what? Green Lantern, the movie? We're going to get it out of the way. We're going to get it out of the way, guys.
We're going to start with the extended version.
Yes.
Because
the 2008 Ryan Reynolds great movie. No, Green Lantern.
just Green Lantern, yep.
Yeah.
And then we'll do Green Lantern First Flight.
Yeah.
Then
then probably Emerald Knights with it because they're kind of back to back.
And then we'll do Beware My Power.
All right, moving on. Yeah.
I mean, if we didn't have to do anything for the Tomorrowverse, I'd be happy. But
yeah, I know. But it was a big thing. You got to do it. And I mean, here's the thing: we should add things in here like Justice League. I'd love to talk about John Stewart and maybe we'll do Beware My Power / Justice League. Yeah, the Green Lantern animated series. Our first fan brought that up too.
I haven't watched every single episode. I've watched episodes here and there, but the one character Razor that they introduced into
he's now in the comics.
He's now in the comics. He also made a multi-episode arc in Young Justice where he became a Blue Lantern, but he also was a Red Lantern at a time. So he actually had both rings, both blue and red.
So he was.
So I'm like, oh, that's yes.
So then he was hopeful as well.
Yeah. It was just awesome that I'm just like, oh, sweet. You brought someone over. Yeah, you brought someone over from the CG animated series. Yeah. Great. Because that, I think, they could have done a whole lot with that, but they didn't. Yeah.
He's right, too. We might put the Green Lantern animated series, because if it's 2026, every 3 weeks or so, we'll definitely have more shows. We're going to be doing this leading up. The closer we get, we'll want to do more. I mean, we're obviously going to be right around the Superman movie. We'll do a review. Like, and that'll be, we'll make sure to tell everybody spoiler, the whole thing. But, and then I want to dive into the comics. I really, and that's what I mean, man. Seriously, like DC Infinite, sign up for the 30 days, whatever. Go read through old school. Like, they got a lot of old school in there. The 80s, the mid 80s were an interesting time. First of all, you had what's his face too, did Watchmen, Dave Gibbons. Drew Green Lanterns, and he drew them freaking awesome, man. Like, Gibbons doing Lantern was kind of all right. Len Wein was writing it, and then Steve Englehart took over, and he wasn't horrible. And Joe Staton took over as art, which he did a lot of Huntress. So, yeah, it's like they said it's early 2026. So I'm going to say 6 months. We can fill 6 months.
Oh, yeah.
And then
I'm looking at my comic stack to see what my earliest Green Lantern
it's going to be Twilight. I'm almost certain.
It's actually I've got two issues. Green Lantern 189 and then
that's
Green Lantern 101.
101? Like,
yeah.
101 is well, wait, that's Green Lantern, Green Arrow.
Yeah.
So
and then Green Lantern
189 was 189 the introduction of Guy?
John Stewart and Katma to confront Sonar and his confront Sonar and his men while Hal Jordan continues to investigate the mysterious predator.
Yeah. That was an interesting time. I don't want to ruin that for you. Like, seriously, go back and read some of that stuff. It's great. It's very, very mid, early 80s of its time, but it's where I started to really like John as a character. Like, they stopped writing him as the angry black guy and just started writing him as a Green Lantern, and him and Katma got together in those books. So,
and this is what you said about I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah.
How that issue?
Yes, that issue. That's right there. That's the cover.
Yeah, I don't have it, but I knew what you were talking about.
Seriously, the DC Universe Infinite. It's not. If you don't care about getting books 3 weeks after they're out, it's not a bad price monthly. I think it's like $10 or $8 to be able to read everything.
Your local library.
Your local comic shop. They could really, if you got the
shop,
money, they can really use the bucks. It's hard to find some of these old TPBs though, because we're talking. DC put out a bit back then, but yeah, some of this old stuff is great.
It's a lot of out of print and it's expensive. I know when I got Final Night and
Oh, I loved Final Night.
Emerald Twilight and New Dawn, those were expensive for
Yeah.
me. They were
Final. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
yeah, no, it's fine. They were just expensive.
Like $20 a piece, probably, right?
40.
Really?
They were out of print.
Oh, they're marked up. Okay. I'm mostly buying trains and omnibuses. There's a Robert Vendetti one. Okay. Around the Lantern show release. Yeah, DC might start really. I foresee them populating the Emerald Twilight. That's going to be it. If I see them like bring back Emerald Twilight with some sort of anniversary print, motherfucker, that's what's happening in the show. And believe me, here's the thing. We are fans of the show, but we're also real. We would take a huge dump on Legends sometimes, so we will be real. You know, there were times when we were doing Legends of Tomorrow, we were like, so
season 6, and that's where we stopped.
Oh yeah, which we
beginning of season 6. We didn't even record an episode.
I don't
for
think
season
we even
6.
recorded that. We didn't even record the finale. We talked about it, and then we were like, "Did anybody watch it?" We were all like, "No, not really."
No, we recorded season 5, episode whatever 13, but we
never
watched
touched season 6.
We never touched season 6, and we were just like,
if this becomes a
changed.
job, we'll stop doing it.
Well, not even that the job. It was just that
Yeah.
the show changed dramatically.
Yeah.
To where it was, to where where I wanted it to go, and it didn't.
And you know
For
what?
me.
If we can get Bell back for one, I
would love to have
do
him.
that. Like next April, like April 1st, be like, it's Lanterns TV Talk, but it's really the last episode of Legends TV Talk. Like we bake it in like we're a bad television show.
They brought in Booster Gold to the
Yes.
final episode of it, and it
Donald Glover, or no, not
it wasn't
who was it? It
Donald
was,
Faison.
Faison, that's it. Yeah. So
And
Turk,
He
it
was
Turk,
going to be good,
and I love Turk.
He was going to be good. It's just that it was everything that was happening at WBCW at that
Yeah.
time, and they're like, well, Batwoman's canceled, Arrow's gone,
Flash it's in its last season.
yeah, and it's just like, oh well, but we got Superman and Lois. Superman and Lois was fantastic.
Superman
I
and
will
Lois
say
was
that.
really good. We could have done that show, but I think somebody was going to.
Um,
And I needed a break after Legends. So
well,
Yeah.
I mean, the folks over at Smallville House of L
did they take it over?
did that.
Okay, good.
Yeah, they got that, so I'm like, okay, that's great.
Yeah.
And
But you know what? There's other Green Lantern podcasts out there. I'm going to reach out to some of them too. I mean, there are things I think I have always been a part of the Geek to Geek Media Network. I think our show may go under that. I'm going to double check with Beat, but we may do that again and stuff like that. We're still a part of the TV Talk family. We got the official, don't miss the bus from Bo. So I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, I mean, you didn't want to go an hour. We're at 43 minutes.
oh boy,
I told you.
I know it was gonna happen.
All right.
I wanted a 15 minutes, 45 minutes. Shit.
And I could talk, man. I knew that was going to happen. I warned you. And we got a fan. We got a guy. He's interacting.
I know
with us.
I know
He's-
that's great.
Yeah, he told me too. He's like, the only thing I liked about Emerald Twilight is that one, the retcon made it a bit better. It did. At the time, I was pissed. I mean, I still bought Green Lantern, but boy, was I pissed about it. And the suit looks cool, plus the white temples. The rest is just rough. Yeah, I did like the way Daryl Banks drew. I think Daryl Banks created both the Parallax costume, which is fantastic, and Kyle's costume. I know he did Kyle's, and I even like Kyle's logo. I liked
I love
Kyle. Kyle won me over. Again, I read 51, and I'm hate reading it. I'm like, motherfucker. But then I'm reading it and I'm like, oh. And I hate to say this, when they put Alex in the fridge, which we'll talk about in the comics episode, yeah, that's where it and not that I wanted Alex to die by any stretch, and I'm certainly not somebody who's advocating for violence for women.
Who's for fridging?
But it was literally fridging. It was literally what started the idea of we got to see Fonzie jump the shark. Okay, fridging. I saw fridging happen live, and it was story-wise, it was one of those things I knew I was seeing something I hadn't seen yet, And I didn't even believe it. I was like, my God, they're going to find some way to bring her back, right? They didn't. So that's when I started to be like, okay, maybe new GL has something for me. But we'll get to that. But I think it's up to you, man. What are we doing next?
All right. Before we take the oath,
Ah.
we want to remind you how to find us while we're out and about in the sectors. You can join our conversation on our Discord. You can open up your browser to discord.legendstvtalk.com.
No! Boom!
What?
Discord.lanternstvtalk.com.
Did I say legends?
You said legends.
Yes! Yes!
Got it out of the way.
Yep. You can
Take
join
two. And this is staying in the audio, by the way. Absolutely staying in the audio.
That's fine. You can join our conversation on our Discord. Open your browser to discord.lanternstvtalk.com and join the discussion. As we said earlier, you can also email us. Actually, we didn't say that earlier. You can email us at podcast@lanternstvtalk.com.
Because that's going to be, because we say it later when we go through. Guys, we're going to have various sections. We could say this too. There'll be a Book of Oa section, which is going to be where we speculate. We kind of did that today a little bit. Then we'll have the GLA signal device. That's our mailbag. So email us at podcast@lanternstvtalk.com. Leave us reviews in iTunes and things like that, because we will read pretty much everything on the air, including bad ones. We got bad reviews on Legends, and those were the ones I like to read more, actually.
Yeah,
we had a whole lot of fun with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that being said, you can find me. I do stream from time to time on Twitch, games like Marvel Snap, Star Wars Galaxies, and even Fancraft. It's the Minecraft SMP server with other TV Talk people like Bo, Bell, Kyle, Night Valen, and others. You can find me at twitch.tv/oldmangamerny.
You can follow me on Instagram at KyleCrosby89. That's where I am mostly active. I do have a Twitch, but I'm not on there as much.
Yeah, you never go. We had to find it.
Yeah.
I put it at the bottom. It does scroll at the bottom because you don't even know. It's KCrosby89. That's your Twitch.
That's for Twitch. It's there, but yeah,
It's
I
not
haven't
there.
used that in a while.
Along with some other sources, just so you know, the primary music for our show is provided by our good friend Charlie Bach. You can find more of his music at soundcloud.com/Charlie Bach. He made our intro music. He's going to make more bumpers for us, but we might have used some other sources for the final music here.
So for Will, this is Kyle saying, we'll see you next time when we dive into the 2008 Green Lantern film. Insert witty closing remark.
We'll write an insert closing remark.
Yeah.
We're going to charge our rings and go. I don't know. Hey, Temple, you got any witty closing remarks for us? Feel free to send them. You are our first fan. So we're going to work on that, right? We're going to come up with some sort of closing. Because we had a cool one on Legends. I can't remember what it is.
I mean, we had Mick Quote of the Week.
Yeah.
And then, I mean... Well, we'll look it up.
We'll look it up. We'll find it. Yeah. And they're going to be like, Legends TV Talk. What is this? Where's that show? Gone to the ether, my friends. Although it might still be on Facebook. All right, so we're out of here.
Yeah, it's still on Facebook. I still get everything from it.
All right, man. I'll catch you in a couple of weeks.
All right, sounds good. We'll see you all then too.
In brightest day and blackest night, no evil shall escape my sight. Let those who worship evil's might beware my power. Green Lantern's light.
As always, you stay classy, multiverse.
That was it.
Yeah.
You stay classy, multiverse. Well, we could change it. And as always, go fuck yourself, multiverse. I didn't record that part, actually. I stopped recording.
Good.
All right, that's our first episode. Temple is like, take care, y'all. This is good. I feel. By the way, you brought Temple. He said he found us on the Book of Oa Facebook group. Yes. So.
Oh, perfect. I guess I will keep that.
Yeah,
keep that going.
Because none of the Reddit people came over. Reddit.
Well,
what's up with Reddit? I'm just kidding. They're probably like, you suck and we don't like you.
Now I got to look at the posts. Where is it? Yeah, I didn't get a like or anything, but that's cool that he came over.
Yeah.
Or they came over.
Okay, I don't know if I don't know if it's actually posted. Well, it's okay. I thought I posted because you joined. Yeah, that's weird. I thought I posted, but you know what? It might not have posted. I hit post, but it might have just hung there. So
No.
your post must contain post flare. Oh shit! All right, well I'll put post flare on it. Art, fan art, humor, meme, merch, news, TV, movies. Yeah, that's what we are. All right. Not safe for work, spoilers, brand affiliate. We'll just say add and then say post. And so they're going to get in an hour late, but that's okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that's it. We're still on YouTube, by the way. So
Oh, that makes sense why I'm still seeing myself.
yes, you are still seeing yourself. We could stop ourselves, but this is like the post stuff. Yeah, like I said, I'll just take the audio recording from this side, and I'll throw it into the podcatcher here in a bit. I'll try to listen to it, see if the editing, if it needs to be played around with. But you know what? I'm just
Okay.
gonna put it up raw. I'd be like,
Okay.
this is a raw show. Yeah, work on what you got to do with your Audacity is don't forget you got to just basically change your input to your microphone, and it's probably not. So
It's been a while since I've done Audacity too,
Yeah,
so I'm just like,
exactly.
oh, I'm just gonna go, and I'm like, oh, hey,
I mean, we could look at Zencaster. I did look at that. The problem I have with Zencaster is the video. And I think I used this before. I think we tried it before, and it will do video. But given how we do it, where I'm taking the Zoom window and then I use OBS to kind of grab your part and my part, put stuff around it and overlay it, that if we do that in Zencaster, your video comes in choppy.
of course.
And
it
so
does.
it'll look like mine will look fantastic, but because they're just doing it so that we can see each other. So I
And
don't.
on YouTube, honestly, it's fine.
Yeah, it looks good. So I think we might stay with Zoom. We've just got to figure out the audio because that's the Zencaster. The one thing about that is it'll record yours automatically on your side. So you know that was the upside, but the downside being, I really not that we're going to be primarily live streaming. I mean, it's not going to be. It might be like Legends TV Talk where we're doing it kind of as a cool. Here you go. But we're going to steer people to the podcast, I think. So
Of course.
yeah, this is good. I'm taking a look here. We can get our dates put together.
Do it now, yes.
Let's take a look here. Well, it's hard to do. Let me say because all right, 3 weeks from now, I think that's Memorial Day weekend. We don't want to do it then. I've got a full.
Full busy.
Yeah. Do you got a girl, man? Did you get a girl? Yeah.
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Oh
not
wait,
since-
June 1st is not for Memorial Day. That would be like the first weekend in June.
Yeah. That's
June
a
1st
Sunday.
might be the best day. Yeah, I think Sundays may work.
So I actually took off that full week of Memorial Day, so
Okay.
I'll definitely have a lot of time to
watch a movie. I got to rewatch
Watch
it
a
and
movie.
write notes and we'll hopefully by then if Charlie gets us the other bumpers, we'll start building.
Mhm.
We
Because
need a book.
I do want us. I actually do want us both to do the oath together.
Oh, that's hard. That's hard to do.
I
live.
know.
We'd have to.
Well, not even live.
record
No.
it.
It'd be
okay.
a bump. It'd be a bump and be recorded.
Okay, all right.
So
Would like
it'd
more
be-
streams for sure. So Temple's hanging out with us, man. I almost want to invite
Hell
him into
yeah.
the room. That ends badly though. Let's not do that. That can go sideways very quickly.
Remember what our one call-in show?
Oh God. Now I did great call-in shows, like with Plane Stalkers. You were on a few of them. Like
Yeah,
we
I
made
was.
it work.
Yeah. Wasn't Charlie. It was one other person that we had on for
what's
Legends.
his name?
He-
Ross. Ross from
yes.
across, and he'd get so angry, and I would constantly like misappropriate where he's from, and I think he finally started to realize I was doing it kind of as a joke, but he got a little salty. I think at one point I was like, okay, I'm going to stop doing that. But yeah, I think that first weekend in June might work. Right around
Okay.
now.
I will
And then
send
we
it.
can
I will-
kind of, and we should like write some more things into the doc because I think if we have to go till 2026, then yeah, I think a JL episode would be great. If we're gonna do if we're gonna do Beware My Power, maybe we do First Flight and Emerald Knights, and then instead of that, Justice
We could-
League and
We
Justice
could do
League
Justice
Unlimited.
League. We could do Justice League Doom. We
And
could do
just the
Justice-
other movies, and we'll just say the animated universe prior
yeah,
to
'cause-
tomorrow.
Yes, because they
Yeah,
at
because
least
there's
have,
plenty in there, but it's always. I mean, we could sit there.
Oh, yeah.
We could fill an hour with JL and JLU alone,
Mm-hmm.
but we can add that other stuff in. Because Hal wasn't always the prime in those, but he was. Doom. He was a big part.
Yes,
Yeah, I
I
can
mean
see
Justice League War.
he was a big part of that.
He was
too.
big.
Yeah, I mean, we'll work him in. I don't want to go too crazy because I think people will go. I think JLU, and the animated universe works, and then we get into Green Lantern, Beware My Power, where that's going to be a negative episode. I want to lay it out right now. I'm just going to shit all over that because there wasn't one good thing in it. I was like, this is
Definitely going to try to find. I'm going to have to rewatch it.
we're going to have
of
to do
course.
some rose color. We may have to be like, part of me wants to be like, listen, we didn't have to outsource this to Bell. Oh my God, that would be even better if we can get Bell and Bo to start a rose-colored retrospective and have them go, yeah, we got nothing.
Yes. I just, you know what? We know some people who can do a better
Yeah.
rose color on this one. Well,
We're
hand
handing it off to them. And they start the episode, they're like, we got nothing.
I have it now. It's what did they do? Panel to screen,
Yes.
and then it's the rose color retrospective. They start it like that, and then it shifts over to
Yeah.
us.
Yeah. It's like, you know what? We're just going to hand this back to you guys. Oh, I hope those Lantern discussions won't be full of Red Lantern energy. Like if it's what some of us are worried about, that won't be good. Oh, this is good. And yeah, and then that should, Superman is what, June, right?
Superman is July.
July? I don't want to do
Yes.
it. I don't want to do the Superman review right away. While it's timely, we can discuss that. We can discuss that because there's a
we
part of
can
me that
do-
doesn't want to spoil it.
No, we could do
A non-spoiler.
I was gonna say
review?
we could do like a first 10-minute
Okay.
non-spoiler review, and then go into
And then
the
build an
spoiler.
episode for sometime in August where we'll really tear it apart and we'll warn people before they come in. We're just gonna go into this movie because I know there's gonna be a lot of. And you saw it in the Peacemaker promo. Like Guy Gardner's in it. I don't agree with recasting Max Lord. I understand why you did it. Not that Pablo Pascal was great because he wasn't, but I just don't know if his brother is who I would have had play Max Lord. Because you know
No.
that the guy in the middle in that's Max Lord. He cast his brother as that.
Oh, I know. It's the third character that he's done. He's done Weasel. He's done Calendar
Yes.
Man. But this is a new
This is a new
universe.
DC universe, and I think they're going to use this as kind of like because I see that he goes through his father's little pocket dimension there and ends up in another dimension. This is probably how they're going to explain him like crossing over.
Yeah, and definitely it will be good to get it out as soon as possible because
Yeah.
we will have a lot of viewers coming from that.
Yeah.
Not saying that guy is going to be those characters are not the focal point of the movie,
And they
but they
shouldn't
are
be.
going to be there.
Yeah, and they shouldn't. That was the problem I had with Man of Steel, and believe me, I could poop on Man of Steel all day
I
long.
really love Man of Steel,
Really,
I do.
You and 6 others, but
but also I'm in the camp that I like BVS.
you are
put in
literally the only one.
If you
know,
put in the if you're put in the mindset of if it's like in a darker universe, it all makes sense. You could do it like that again, like with rose colored glasses.
Well, I think they did it, and the problems I had with BVS was casting. Really, Luther. I thought
Luther was a terrible casting.
Eisenberg ruined the movie for me to the point where I was like, I can't take this. And the fact that Zack Snyder didn't want to make a Superman movie ever. He wanted to make a Batman movie, And they said, well, we're making Superman. You could direct Superman or not at all. And he's like, well, I'll do Superman then. And then he made Superman into Batman. I'm sorry. Henry Cavill is a great Superman, and I would have loved to see him play Superman. But what I saw was him play like Justice Lord. Like he was so dark and so brooding and so incredibly. There was no Clark. There was no like light side. There was just brooding and depression. And I was like, this is not. And again, one gesture ruined Man of Steel for me.
Oh, yeah.
When that happened, I was like, nope, you've lost me. But we've had this discussion.
Yeah, I've also, I mean, at that time, I'm like, oh, what the hell? How are you going to stop him?
Yeah.
There's no Phantom Zone.
Right.
There's no prison that can hold him.
Oh, no, I was talking about Jonathan, when Jonathan rose his hand up and Clark didn't save him.
Oh, that, yeah.
That pissed me right off. No, the ending also. Yeah. But,
yeah. At that, because at that point, I'm just like, okay, I mean.
Jump. How do you stop him?
One,
Fly into space. Jump.
They can survive in space.
Yes, he would have survived in space, but nobody would have died. How do you stop Zod from killing? Not stop Zod. Stop Zod from killing that family. Jump. You have him in a headlock. He can't. It's not like he can keep you on the ground. Jump, and you're stronger than him. You've been in the yellow sun long. Like there were 1,000 ways they could end that movie. Zack Snyder wanted to kill Zod. That was what he wanted, and it made no sense. And it's okay. Again, this isn't the Superman podcast.
Oh, my ring.
But yeah. All right. So I think we're good. We can probably close this down. Oh yeah, Temple. I agree. And they do say Guy is going to change his suit after Superman. So
because people are speculating that this like Peacemaker takes place after Superman. I think it happens
before.
Before
or during, yeah,
or during, because it's a tie-in.
Yeah,
it's a tie-in.
Yeah, I think it's gonna. I think they'll do it because he knows everybody wants. You want Guy in Guy's outfit. You want Guy in the pullover with you want that. You don't want. Yeah, and it's funny because the guy from JLI, he would have been like, "I'm in a uniform." No, I'm not. As it was, his uniform, his Green Lantern uniform, he was told like, "That's not our standard uniform." He's like, "I don't care."
I will say in both the Guy Gardner DC Multiverse figures, he comes with two different hairstyles.
Does he have the bowl cut in both though?
Yeah,
good. You got to have the bowl cut.
So my Guy Gardner Warrior one, when I open it up, that one's gonna have the bowl cut. The one that I have open has the newer hairstyle for Guy.
Yeah, I definitely want to get the McFarlane one because I've got a lot of the McFarlanes, but I use also I've got good ones of each. So, but yeah, I've definitely I need a Jessica Cruz, which you can't find, so she's almost $200. I ain't doing that.
Jessica Cruz has, for the McFarlane they have not come out with it.
Right.
I have
DC Direct had her.
Oh, DC Direct did.
Yeah.
And
she's
I have
$200.
Simon Baz. Oh, Jesus. I have Simon Baz for McFarlane. I've yet to open that one up, and I'm missing a Alan Scott. But then I've got most of.
I got two Alan Scotts.
I've got Alan Scott from the Mattel line, and I had a whole bunch of Green Lanterns from the Mattel line, but since I have them as McFarlane,
but McFarlane screwed up. So here's Alan Scott, right? Notice I put Kyle's thing on there because there's no ring on his left hand. He put the ring on his right. Oh. And I'm like, no. He always wore it on his left. So, but yeah, I could put on this website. I've got my Green Lanterns arranged in such a way. There's like the good ones are up here. All the duplicates are back here next to the lantern battery. So, but I kind of do want the Guy Gardner. I'm looking now. Guy Gardner online is $39.
Temple says, I only have Parallax Hal from McFarlane and was lucky as hell to find it recently for $50. So that one, that Parallax Hal from McFarlane was a Target exclusive. Actually, no, it might have been a Walmart exclusive.
Walmart. I think it was a Walmart house.
During the COVID years.
Yeah.
because the same thing happened with Nightfall Batman armor, where that one was a Walmart exclusive, and I tried my hardest to find it online and find it in store. My local comic shop has it for $80.
This is the only parallax I have. It's Total Justice.
Oh, my Kyle, my first Kyle is from Total Justice, but
I have that too. He's back on the shelf.
All I have is the Kyle. I don't have any of the accessories with it. I don't know what happened to it, but I've kept that one because I'm like, it's Kyle.
Yeah, I've got a pretty good set. So, all right, I think we should end because our stream has been going for an hour and 23 minutes.
Oh, damn.
Listen, Temple, thanks for hanging with us, buddy. Oh, I have number 9. I have the Gen 1 Funko of Hal Jordan somewhere in the box still. So, yeah, I'm with you on that. I think he's up on the shelf up there. So we will catch you later, Temple. We'll be back probably the first week in June. Check our Discord and stuff. We'll make sure we advertise episode 1 a little better. But to all you hanging out and watching, I hope you dig it. Thank you so much. Please email us. We'll read anything you send us. Podcast@lanternstvtalk.com. Join the Discord, discord.lanternstvtalk.com. And yeah, so we'll catch you again. Take care. Bye now. Now I need to hit the end streaming. All right, so stream ending. We'll let that run for a few minutes and a few seconds, and then, yeah, we're off the air. So, oh, wait, they can hear me. Hold on. Ha, ha, ha. I noticed my mic's moving. It's like they're getting bonus time. This is just the Will Show now. Hello. You're listening to Will while it says stream ending. Boo-ha-ha.